Meantime, NVIDIA has been on a meteoric rise, but to maintain velocity, I should say, the company can't let up on innovation. Joining us right now with more on the AI competition, Michael Fertik, Heroic Ventures founder, futurist, investor in AI and robotics. And good morning to you, Michael. You've got lots of thoughts about where we are in this AI cycle. Let's start there, and then maybe I want to get into some of not the ethics of it, but maybe the regulation of it all.
Great. Good morning, Andrew. Hello, everyone. Look, we're still in the hardware moments of the AI cycle, which is one of the reasons that a company like NVIDIA is still rocket shipping. I'm not a commentator on public stocks, but NVIDIA definitely is the largest vendor by far to AI hardware consumers, which are companies. In the same way that search, like Google search or Microsoft search, Bing, for a long time has been a capital expenditure, hardware-driven field, which requires tens of billions of dollars to compete in. Right now, the gains are going to the hardware companies in AI because the foundational models, the big models like GPT, which we've heard of, you've talked about many times on your show, GPT requires a lot of hardware to process all the information to make these big general models. That will change at some point soon. The cost will come down, and there will be a proliferation of smaller language models or more specific models that are highly useful for more narrow use cases for certain domains, certain industries, certain purposes. And then the gains will start to go more to the software companies or the computer science companies rather than just, let's say, quote unquote.
Well, Michael, that's what I wanted to ask you about. So I was in Paris last week, and Robin Lee was there from Baidu. And he was actually already talking about how in China, they've already moved to some degree away from some of the large language models, and there's lots of much smaller models that are being created. The question, though, is in the large language model business, is that become a commodity business? What happens to those software makers? Because Microsoft, Google, obviously Anthropic, Amazon's got a stake in them. Everybody's making a bet on the large language model, and the question is that the right bet on the software side?
Well, you make a good point sort of indirectly about China. China has one advantage about when it comes to making models, which is they have the backing of the kind of the CCP or the government, so they can get access to data that American or Western companies can't, because China has a closed firewall of China internet that forces its users to turn over their data to the government and then to designated champion companies. So they'll be ahead on some of those things, but the United States and the West will catch up and surpass them, I believe. When it comes to the question you asked directly, which is there arms race or a commodities race now? I think it's well premature to say yes, because as you can see, sort of not only is there kind of exciting financial news, Elon Musk raises $6 billion for his XAI, so-and-so raises $4 billion for the new one out of Europe, and so on and so forth. Not only are these major funding rounds still happening, but also if you look closely, which is part of my job, every couple of weeks, one of these foundational models overtakes the others in certain applications. And so I don't think it's even close to being close to seeing a one ring to rule them all, or one model to rule them all, or two or three. I think we're still seeing the fast break innovation pace, and I believe that will continue for several more years. And alongside that, as the costs come down, as the CapEx requirement comes down, there'll be specialized models from specialized teams for coding, for writing, for media, for the arts, that will outperform even the majors.
Well, that's the thing that I can't figure out. If the large language models are so good, why we think we're actually going to be living with small language models, except for the power that's going to take to run them. And where the competitive moat is going to be for any product if we think that AGI is coming.
AGI is kind of a philosophical question. Let me answer the more here and now. Then we'll get back to philosophy if you're willing. A little more Isaac Asimov. So take the example of writing code with a model, right? So pretty much all the large language models, all the general models are pretty good at writing some form of code, usually kind of very simple, fresh, new, clean code for a simple application. But imagine a group of people who might specialize on just, let's say, translating Java just to Python, right? You don't need to know Chaucer to translate Java to Python, but the general models know Chaucer. You don't need to know how to write a poem in the style of William Shakespeare in order to translate Python to Java or Java to Python. all you need to do is have enough Java, enough Python that's really excellent, from not just the perfect stuff that's out there in the wild in GitHub, but the proprietary giant examples of Java and Python that are behind the walls of private companies that have all the Java, have all the Python. And then you can actually outperform
I don't disagree,
the general
Michael,
models, which have a million
isn't there a
applications.
possibility that the price of powering these things does come down? I mean, it's sort of like, do you remember when Gmail all of a sudden allowed you to archive all of your mail? You don't need all of your mail, but the price point at which this could all be stored came so far down that people said, screw it, I'll just press archive every time. Do you see what I'm saying?
You know, using a kind of an illustrative example, okay? So imagine you wanted, Andrew wanted to have a model that wrote emails to people. Andrew did not want to spend time on himself in the voice of Andrew.